How much can you change your body on TRT alone? This is my client James. He came to me with the goal to get into the best shape that he possibly could for his holiday. So we had 13 weeks pretty much to take him from where he started from and get him into the best shape that I possibly could do. James is 43 years old, perfect candidate after I reviewed his blood work for TRT. He came to you in a position of frustration where he's demotivated, not seeing really any change in his body, been training a long time, and I'm going to take you through the whole transformation process from start to finish, every diet change, every cardio change, the training plan that he used, and of course, the TRT protocol that we implemented based upon his blood work. So a little bit about myself, if you didn't know. I've coached over 5,500 people. If you go to my Instagram, and I really mean what I'm going to tell you now, you just keep on scrolling, and all you're going to see is just a complete feed of transformations. So we're going to begin by looking at James' starting pictures and the base that we're going to basically work from. And this is where I designed my entire program for a client on. It's all based on how they look in their body composition. So if we look at these beginning pictures here, you can see that he's got a decent physique to him, right? He's carrying good size, he's got a good chest on him, good legs on him. He's not carrying too much body fat. If you looked at this, I mean, how much do you think he'd be away from being in ripped to pieces shape? Looking at his body, this sort of body fat, which I would say is between about 15–16%, he's got about 15–20 pounds, maybe a little bit over, to lose to get into great shape. A lot of guys, they think they're very far from being in great shape, but the truth of the matter is you wouldn't believe how much 15–20 pounds of body fat would make a difference for your own body. You're gonna see it with your own two eyes now. And as we go through his journey, where I'm gonna break down everything for you, I'm hoping that you'll be able to learn something that you'll be able to take into your own journey and be able to make a little bit more of a critical evaluation on your own body, back with some knowledge now. That's the whole point of this. So we see his starting pictures here. We've got a close-up. Again, you can see he's got a good base physique here. We'll take a look at all the angles, right? So we've got them covered. You can see his back here. Again, he's holding body fat, but he's got a decent amount of muscle. So we'll go now to his very beginning starting program. We started off with only 6 sessions of cardio a week. Why? Because looking at his body, he doesn't have that much body fat. So I thought, let's start him on a very sort of basic cardio program, nothing overly aggressive. 3 sessions of 45-minute steady state cardio per week, basically just fast-paced walking, and 3 sessions of 5 minutes HIIT per week. I love the duality of putting steady state and HIIT cardio together. If you're not doing it, you should really give it a try, because with the steady state, you get that opportunity to just burn up, let's say you get more caloric expenditure, right, which helps burn body fat. And with the HIIT cardio, you're actually attacking the heart in terms of getting it a lot fitter. So this creates a metabolic response, which allows you to burn up more body fat. A fitter heart simply means better fat oxidation, okay? So for your own plans, if you're not doing steady state and HIIT cardio, I would really look at employing it. In terms of his overall health and wellness stack, very simple. I'm a massive believer in an intra-workout shake. So if you're not taking one, get one in. I use it with every single client. Bulking, cutting, natural, non-natural, it doesn't matter. Simple shake, 25 grams of fast-acting carbs. Cyclic dextrin is my favorite to use, but you can use dextrose or maltodextrin or glucose. We put some essential amino acids in there, some creatine in there, and some electrolytes in there. What you've got then is a power-packed punch in your workout that's going to allow you to get a better pump, stay stronger throughout your workout, and keep the muscle hydrated. It's a great opportunity to feed the muscle up to perform better. Performing better over time compounds in the results that you're going to get out of your workouts. Every small percentage counts when you're trying to get the best result. Supplementation wise, again, a basic stack here. So all he needed reviewing his blood work. So vitamin C, krill oil, vitamin D, curcumin, ubiquinol, berberine, and citrus bergamot. All the bases covered for cholesterol, for inflammation, for essential fats, for blood sugar control, and also for mitochondria. A nice power-packed supplement stack. Digestion wise, I love to just stick to basics. Glutamine in the morning, glutamine in the evening, phenomenal for digestive health. The amino acids directly used to repair the gut, and of course, adding a fermented product to feed up the microbiome. Sauerkraut or kimchi, a tablespoon with 2 or 3 meals a day. Your digestive health is incredibly important. One thing I focus with all clients on, it's not just about what you eat, it's about what you digest. Keeping your digestive system in a healthy position, you're simply going to get more out of the food you're eating. Think about that with your own program. Are you addressing your digestive health? Okay, if you're not, then you need to get addressing it. So you can start with that. I'm sharing the secrets. Literally start with that, what I've given him here, and you'll immediately start to feel a difference. Diet-wise, looking at his physique, right, and the body fat that he's sitting at, we didn't need to be too aggressive with the diet. So I've given him a carb cycle. I use carb cycling with all clients. Why? It allows you to leverage insulin sensitivity, right, which is a massive factor in building a body. Where I can see that he has a good, decent base, not holding too much fat, even though he thinks he is. He's not holding too much fat at all. I gave him a nice balanced diet to begin with. It's a bit of a trap. I just want to see what his body responds like and go from there. So if you're looking at James and you're thinking to yourself, you're around the same body fat, you could try this yourself. 3 high carb days, 4 low carb days. And you can see the diet that I've got him on here. Good quality, mainly made up of single ingredient foods, high protein without a doubt, good quality fats. And on those higher carb days, obviously we're stacking up those carbs there. In regards to James' training, I put him on a 4-day split program focused on power building. And the reason why I did that was because with James' physique, I knew straight away that pushing him 5-6 days a week, plus the job that he has that's very intensive, he wouldn't have the recovery ability. Even though he's on TRT, we still got to be smart with how much we're training. So I gave him a 4-day power building program, splitting his body up over those 4 days per week, 3 days rest. Perfect formula. We run that program throughout the entire journey. So the double split program, which means I designed rotation A that he would follow week 1, rotation B that he'd follow week 2. Having that variation in training allows you to progressively overload a lot more manageably and allows you to hit your body a little bit differently each week with different intensity techniques, which I'm a big believer in. The split itself, very simple. Chest and triceps on day 1, legs on day 2, pull, so back, right on day 3, and biceps, of course, is included in there, and shoulders on day 4. Simple but effective. So we get him started on this program, and pardon the pun, the juicy part, what did we have him on? Basically, reviewing his blood work, put him on to TRT. If you're deficient in testosterone, especially James being in his mid-40s, you won't believe the difference it makes. It's not just about building a body. You won't believe the difference it makes to you in sexual function, in your mood, in your energy, in your recovery, in your body's ability to perform better, in your body's ability to recover better, in your body's ability to build more muscle and lose fat. Don't look past TRT and its true power and what it can do. By changing your hormonal environment and bringing your testosterone up where you've been deficient, you won't believe how you can leverage it. And guess what the good news is? I'm about to fucking show you how far you can go on TRT alone. Zero bullshit, your mind is gonna be blown. So I'll show you right here with your own 2 eyes. Good morning, James. First, I hope you started your day in a positive way. We go through his cycle, very basic, right? Which is 100 milligram of test, anathenate or siphonite. I like siphonite, to be honest with you. You'll find in many clinics, siphonite is the preferred choice of TRT. 100 milligram on a Monday, 100 milligram on a Thursday, based upon his blood work. We added a proviron in, 50 milligram per day, 25 milligram in the morning, 25 milligram in the evening, 5 days on, 2 days off. So you've got the base of the TRT, which is the testosterone, then me understanding how to get more out of that testosterone without adding more, add in proviron. Why adding in proviron? Simply because it gives you more bang for your buck with the gear that you're taking. If you're taking testosterone and you want to get more out of it when it comes to muscle building, proviron is the man to do the job. And not only that, proviron itself does provide a bit of a cosmetic effect to your body. Fuller muscles, a harder look, more vascularity, and also harder erections. The sex drive is better on proviron, so why not add it in? It's a great companion to testosterone on TRT to get more out of your TRT. Okay, so let's go for his first actual check-in. And in 1 week, right, of starting his TRT, starting his program, he has gone from 12 stone 3 down to 11 stone 13. So he's dropped 4 pounds. Quite a big drop in a week, isn't it, right? He says he's done all the work that he needs to do. He says he feels okay. Training is good. Don't really feel hungry. First weekend, what can you expect? Not much. But for me, that's actually a good response. So if you start a program or you're starting your own sort of fat loss phase and you drop more than 2 or 3 pounds in a week, trust me now, that's a great result. You might not see it in the mirror because you're not going to see an overwhelming change. But what it means is the plan that you're on is taking you in the right direction. It's all about consistent fat loss, not massive weight loss in just a couple of weeks. Looking at his physique, you can see right here he's already starting to change. He's looking a little bit leaner, the chest is separating more, his V-taper's improved. Subtle, but noticeable. For him himself, not very noticeable. So remember this now, if you're looking at your body every week, it's going to be very hard to see change. So I guess in the beginning, using the scale as a bit of a dictator of how you're going is a good way to do it, okay? So if you've dropped those couple of pounds in the first week, you're doing good. Don't expect to see massive muscularity. This is the key thing that I'm trying to teach you. See a side shot here, the improvements here, the waist is in, you can see the chest is starting to tone from the side, some separation coming from the delts. These are things that you wouldn't notice yourself. And to be honest with you, you should actually take pictures yourself, whether you're working with a coach or not, because it will actually help you see more. You look at his back here, because remember, this is what I'm using to observe and make changes. You look at his back here, you can again see subtle changes in definition. The lower back fat's a little bit less, right? The V-taper's a little bit more improved. Subtle, but at this point I know we're good. We're good. We can keep going. We don't really have to change a thing. So now we come to his second check-in. Guess what? He's weighing the same. What would you do? What would you do if you were weighing the same? If you read this check-in here, you say, I've eaten all my meals, done all my cardio, done all my training. I feel good. Training is good. I'm feeling pretty strong, in brackets for me. I was surprised when I weighed myself and hadn't lost any weight, as I feel leaner. Comparing my pictures from last week. See, what did I tell you earlier? Take your pictures. This is the first time the guy's ever taken pictures every week. Even he can fucking see himself that he's starting to make changes. So if you're not doing this and you're serious about building your body, do it. You'll be surprised at what sort of information you can get from yourself by actually having pictures and just not looking at yourself in the mirror. And straight away, can't you notice he's gone leaner? But can you notice something? He's also looking fuller. If you compare his pictures to last week, the chest is fuller, the shoulders are fuller, and he's looking tighter. So the question becomes, how can he be wearing the same and have dropped body fat and be looking bigger? I guess the real answer is the fact that the guy's on TRT. You have to realize that even at a subtle dosage of TRT, where you've been deficient in testosterone for quite some time, like James was being 43, testosterone or any anabolic steroid gives you an incredible, unique ability that really you can't accomplish naturally. You can simultaneously gain muscle and lose body fat at the same time. And also, let's not forget, the androgen receptors for a man lay on the top shelf of the body. Shoulders, traps, chest. So if you look at him, already in 2 weeks, which is when TRT begins to really start to, not knock in, but you start to see the compounded effect beginning to build up. His muscles are fuller, his muscles are rounder, and he's leaner. And one thing that you guys don't realize, when you think about TRT, you think about anabolic steroids, what's the first thing that comes into your mind? Getting bigger, getting more muscle. What you need to realize, it's an incredible metabolic stimulator as well. So it will increase your metabolic response. You can lose fat and gain muscle. So where James is bigger, fuller, rounder, so his muscles, fuller muscles, a bigger muscles are gonna weigh heavier, right? And he's leaner. So on the scales, nothing's happening. But visually, something's happening. If you were in this position, would you make a change? And the answer is, I did make a change, but not for the reason that you think. You see, when I looked at James' body, I knew, and this is one thing I want you to bear in mind here, I knew that he could keep going on that plan and still make progress, but I don't like to leave opportunity on the table. You see, if you realize that you're on TRT and you're starting to build muscle, then you know that you can get more aggressive with your diet and cardio. And you're not gonna get smaller, you're not gonna get skinnier, you're gonna get more muscular. So why the fuck wouldn't you take advantage of that? That's exactly what I did. Let me take you through what I changed. Subtle, but impactful. Remember this for your own plan, right? If you ever have to get very aggressive in your changes, something's not right. The changes should be subtle. I always tell clients, small changes for big impact. That's the key. People get scared when the weight doesn't change. You've probably done this yourself. The weight doesn't change, double your cardio, drop all your carbs out. Wrong move. That's what I'm trying to teach you here. Work with the body. You've got to coax it into the direction that you want. So we increased his cardio. 4 sessions of 45 minutes per week instead of 3, steady state. So only 1 session extra. Didn't now double his cardio or put it to 6 days. Just 1 extra session. Systematical, tactical. Think like this on your own plan. And I increased his HIIT cardio by 1 minute. So 3 sessions of 6 minutes. HIIT cardio is very intense. So when you increase your HIIT cardio, be aware that you've only got 1 recovery system, man. So you don't want to push that HIIT cardio through the roof. Just add a tiny bit in to create a bit more of a metabolic response. Work that heart a bit harder, getting it fitter, building up that VO2 max. It's going to have a big impact. Again, small, subtle changes, just one extra cardio session and 1 minute on his HIIT cardio. Diet-wise, nothing crazy. Just removed one high carb day. That was it. Keeping it on a Tuesday and Thursday. Why? If you're doing this sort of carb cycling, what I want you to think about is energy balance through the week. Having a high carb day on a Tuesday and a Thursday ensured that his energy was consistent. That way we leverage more insulin sensitivity by giving him more low carb days, and we keep him full because we've got those 2 high carb days during the week, and keep his energy consistent. The diet itself didn't change. I just removed a carb day. And this is why I say for you to try carb cycling. When you're changing the body, you can basically manipulate the carb cycle by adding more or less high carb days in to get the effect that you want. So why don't we see how it affected him? So after making those changes, he only lost 0.2 pounds. It's nothing huge, is it? And let's see what he says. Done all the cardio, stuck to the diet 100%, had a cheat meal as you told me, because I did tell him get a cheat meal in, just steak and fries or a mixed grill meal, a small cheat meal. When you're on a diet, a lot of people, and you might think this yourself, that you need a cheat meal every single week, a big one. You really don't. Think about it, you're not a child. If you've worked hard for 7 days on your diet, you don't need a reward. But having a meal that's off plan to create a bit of variation, it works really well to break the diet monotony up. It helps refuel glycogen stores a little bit, right? And also helps replenish leptin levels a little bit. So if you're on a diet, right, and you want to make the best results, unless you drop a lot of weight or you're really depleted, just stick to like steak, fries, maybe a tiny dessert like a slice of cheesecake or a mixed grill meal. They're high protein, very satiating, a little bit of carbs in there, right? And slightly indulgent. It breaks up the monotony of the diet, helps with the old mind, all right? So it helps you keep to that diet. So he says he's done all the cardio stuff. I feel a lot leaner. See, that feedback is important. He hasn't lost much weight, but he feels leaner. Trust your instinct. Now, if you're feeling leaner and you haven't dropped that much weight, it's not the end of the world. Go by what you see, and what you're feeling is a big part of this. I can see veins in my arms and start to see them in my chest and shoulders. He hasn't seen veins there before. We know that he's getting leaner. It's weird because I actually feel bigger, as my t-shirts seem tighter, but maybe that's just me. I'm intrigued to see what you think. Well, let's have a look at the pictures and I'll fucking tell you what I thought. So you can see his chest is looking nice and thick. Right, he's starting to get separation on the upper clavicle. That's always a good sign. Delts look a little bit rounder. Arms, you can see a bit of vascularity in. If you look at the midsection here, you can see just little ridges of the abs starting to come through. Again, what I'm trying to teach you here is weight loss, and what you see on the scale, especially on TRT if you just started taking it, doesn't really correlate to fat loss. What you see in the pictures will. Because remember, your body's going in 2 directions, man. It's building muscle and it's losing fat. So the scales is really unexciting, but the pictures and the results will be. Why he's feeling bigger is because he's actually getting bigger. Look at that side shot. You can see the triceps starting to come out of the back. Do you know why that's happening? Because as you lose fat between the major muscle groups, your muscles will start to appear more 3D. So your shape appears to be bigger, more 3D, and have more pop to it. And it's fat loss, not weight loss, that caused that. And if you look at here as his side, can you see like the intercostals are coming through? Again, a really good sign. And this is why it's important for you all to take pictures, whether you're working with a coach or not. And look at that rear shot. Can you not notice how the lower back fat's come down and how the V-tape has improved? So what I'm trying to show you here is you don't always have to lose weight to get better, okay? I will always use pictures first and scale second. Ask yourself this genuinely. When you've been on a fat loss phase yourself, have you actually taken pictures every single week to evaluate your own body? If you haven't, you need to start doing it. You'll be surprised at what you'll be able to see. Or do you just go by a scale number and use that as your gauge? I bet you go by the scale number, don't you? And then if you don't see the weight change, you get frightened, you over diet, and you just start getting skinnier and smaller. That's the biggest mistake. So after reviewing those pictures, I said to James, another brilliant check-in. Look, I'm just showing you exactly what I've written here. Really actually blown away with the check-in. I think you look fucking outstanding with the progress being made. I'm reassuring him that you're doing great, because even for him, even feeling different, seeing different, he had that doubt that probably you would have, right? Because you're not losing weight. How can you be improving and losing fat if you're not losing weight? And this is where, as a coach, I'm supporting him, telling him that, no, you're actually doing really well. So I said, so this week ahead, again, I won't ever bullshit you. You don't need a change. Look, just like I told you earlier, James would absolutely continue to progress if I made no change at all. But I see the opportunity to do better. So fuck me. Of course I'm going to take it. So this is the thing. If your weight hasn't changed, but your physique's getting better, and you can see that you're getting fuller and you're feeling bigger, that means what? It means your body's in a really anabolic state. Take advantage of it. Don't have to go crazy, but you know you can push yourself a bit harder, and there's no risk of losing size. There's no risk of getting smaller and skinnier. You will only get more muscular. So we increased his cardio again. Small changes, big impact. 5 sessions of 45 now of the steady state. And again, 1 minute, just 1 minute on that HIIT cardio. So we've gone to 3 sessions of 7 minutes now. Diet-wise, again, I love carb cycling because it's not overly complicated, but it's so powerful. We go to 1 high carb day. I place it slap bang in the middle of the week. Whenever you're on a diet and you're pushing hard, haven't you noticed from Wednesday onwards, you start to hit a slump? They call it the Wednesday wall. So by having that high carb day slap bang in the middle of the week, what it does, it picks your energy back up again. So you're able to finish the week strong. A lot of people don't realize a lot of the fat loss is actually done at that sort of end of the week period when you're really struggling, you're depleted a little bit, and you're really digging into fat stores. And subconsciously, you can switch off. Think for yourself, you're dieting, you're on a fat loss phase. How many times from Wednesday onwards have you just dragged through? When actually, having a high carb day, middle of the week, will allow you to work harder in the gym, in your cardio, so your actual output metabolically in terms of your performance and the effect it has on your metabolic response is going to be a lot better. Think smart here. Carb days are not just about when you train. They're about implementing them at a position in the week where it's going to help you overall with energy and with performance, and of course, trying to keep that muscle full. The diet didn't change. All that changed really going to 1 high carb day. So if we look at his next check-in and how that has affected him, he's now 11 stones 12.1. So he lost about 0.7 pounds, so just over half a pound. Again, he said, I've done all my cardio, done all my meals. I had a cheat meal as instructed, same cheat meal I told you guys earlier. Training's going good. I feel pretty strong. This week has been a bit of a head fuck week. I felt like I looked leaner everywhere apart from my stomach. But after taking the pictures, what did I tell you earlier? I actually feel I look okay. But there's still doubt in his mind, you know, because he says, what do you think? This is the first week I felt really hungry, but I knew this would come at some point. He's absolutely right. You got to realize, when you start to dig into fat stores, you are going to experience hunger. It's normal. I take that as a good sign, and not something that should flummox you, something that you should embrace as you're getting leaner and you're digging into fat stores. Your body is used to getting food on demand whenever you're hungry. The body's a spoiled little brat. So if you've taught it, every time I'm hungry, every time I'm low energy, here's some food. Now you're telling your body, nope, you got to use fat stores. Your body's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm going to make you hungry. I'm going to make you suffer. Your mind is the master controller. You know that you're trying to drop body fat. Anticipate and expect to be hungry. It's completely normal. Just work through it. Keep busy. So if we look at his pictures, come on, man. Look at the difference. Again, you can see everything sharpening up. And can you notice he is starting to look significantly bigger? Because as that fat's coming down, and that TRT is working its magic, his muscles are getting bigger. The chest, the shoulders, the arms don't look bigger. The waistline's getting tighter. His physique's improving pretty rapidly. The side shot is starting to get beautiful. Look at this. Once that, from the nipple to the armpit, that chest line really ties in, you start to get that chest where it lifts and looks bigger than what it really is because you're removing the fat from it. The delt and tricep tines improved. And look at how sharp those obliques are coming in. I know when I look at him now, he's going to start to see some real big change, even though he's got doubts. He thinks he looks leaner, but those scales are fucking him up a little bit. But this is why pictures are so important, because at least even with that, he himself could see that. Again, you look at the rear, the V-tape is improving, the shape's improving, changes are coming along, nothing to worry about. And he hasn't lost that much weight, has he? In the last couple of weeks, if you think about it. So take some of this home and think about what I'm saying. So we keep the program the same. I say to him, James, that look, let's get on with another week. The diet, cardio, everything's set up perfectly. I could tell from how his physique's looking that we got at least another week in the bag with this. So what the take-home message should be is this, that you don't need to make a change every single week. If you can see the progress, you can feel the progress, your weight's dropping even by a little bit, go with it. Go with it. You should try to milk as much as you can out between each change. It's not changes that change the body. It's changes and making the most of those changes that will change the body. So you look at his check-in the following week, and what did I just tell you? Now he's had a significant drop. Why? You've got to give the body time to experience the compounded effect of what you're doing. Ask yourself this question. When you change your program, your diet, your cardio, whatever, are you really going to see the total impact it has on the body within the time span of a week? You've got to give your body a bit more time with it. Why? Because what you're doing will start to have a compounded effect. And then you start to really see where the body's response is at. And look at this. Checks in today, he's 11 stones 10.4. So now that weight is starting to move. I've eaten all my meals, completed my cardio, everything's okay. Been a stressful week for him with work at home, but all good. So if we look at his pictures here, now you can really start to see he's cooking. You look at his chest, you look at his shoulders, you look at his arms, all improving. Can you notice how everything's starting to look more 3D? Can you see the vascularity starting to come through? Can you see it's starting to get a harder look because the skin's starting to tighten up because the fat between the muscle and skin is dropping? And I didn't change anything. All we did is give him time. And that's where a lot of you guys are going wrong. Let me tell you, I can guarantee you right now, most of you watching this, one thing that you would have committed in terms of a mistake is actually not giving your body enough time to change with the change that you've made. I mean, look at that side shot. Everything's lifted, definition's improving. Really and truly, his body is starting to get somewhere now. Again, from the rear, we can see those improvements coming along. So after seeing that, he's changed 2 weeks on a trot. Do you think he's ready for a change? Hell no. Think about it like this. If you're seeing your body improve and the scales are following somewhat suit, think of yourself like a train in motion. You don't want to stop right now for anything. Keep going. And that's exactly what I told him to do. No change at all. Let's keep riding this program for what it is. See where you go next week. Lo and behold, now he dropped 3 pounds. When I made the change, he dropped a tiny bit of weight. The second week, he dropped more. The third week, he dropped even more. 3 weeks after making the change, he's actually having larger drops in fat loss. What did I tell you? This could be where you're going wrong. You're just not giving your body enough time to actually see the full adaptation of the change that you're making, how it's affecting the body. Done on my cardio, eating all my meals to the gram, had a large steak, fries, chocolate cake, and a full fat Coke. I told him to get a bit of a bigger cheat meal. He's eating bigger cheat meals and he's getting leaner as he goes. Why? Because that metabolic response is increasing. And what you've got to realize that as you get deeper into a diet, your cheat meals can be a little bit, let's say, more naughtier because now your body metabolically is in a different position. Training's going well, feeling surprisingly strong. That's that carb cycling effect, and that's the fact that we're not doing a kamikaze diet. One thing you need to realize is that you want to keep performance as high as you can right throughout your fat loss phase, because the higher you can keep your performance in the gym and with your cardio, the better, let's say, metabolic turnover you're going to get. If you're pushing the diet and cardio so hard that you're weak as a kitten in the gym early in your diet, you're guaranteed failure. Okay, I bet you may have experienced this where you've pushed so hard and your strength is dwindling in the gym. Guys, that's not the right way to go. Fight to keep that performance high. Your diet matters in that case. Trying to keep your food up as high as possible within reason and giving yourself time between making changes is going to help a lot to ensure that you keep that performance high. I'll say this week I have seen the most change in my body yet. I had veins popping out everywhere, over my chest, the sides of my stomach and arms. He says I feel a bit skinny, but I guess that's normal. He's not feeling skinny. Sometimes at the end of a dieting week, you feel skinny. That's not muscle loss. That's glycogen. Glycogen is what makes the muscle feel full and round and popping, all right? Again, he's seen the biggest week of fat loss, yes, the most visual change, but it's not come after a change, it's come 3 weeks after making one. What did I tell you? The compounded effect of what you're doing. So you look at his pictures here, and again, look, what can you see? The fact that his shape is improving, and he is a bit flat here. He is a bit flat. You can see it. He's gone a lot leaner. You can tell from the pictures, there's new lines coming out everywhere, but I can tell straight away he's a little bit flat. And if you say, Afsa, how do you know that? Because the muscle doesn't have that pop as it normally will. And what he's misconstruing that as is getting skinny, when really it's not. It's just basic, what we call in the game, flatness. But you can see the body is getting a lot leaner, man. After seeing that, what would you do? Would you keep going? Well, I didn't. I said this to him. Again, an outstanding check-in. Your shape is coming in violently well, right? He's getting, you should be able to see that now, right? And I said to him, look, as per my voice note, you're doing brilliant and we can absolutely add more food and continue to lose fat. When have you in your own diet had the bollocks to add more food and then actually be able to get leaner from it? If you genuinely are seeing flatness in your body, that means that your muscle has capacity to take up glycogen, which means you can put more food in. Now, what happens when you put more food into your own diet and it's because you're flat? You will find that you'll be able to perform better in the gym, your pumps will be better, you'll be able to give more to your actual cardio sessions. And if you're training harder in the gym, you're giving more to your cardio and you're recovering better because you've got more food, your metabolic response is going to be higher. So you can leverage that extra food and actually get more out of it, having more fat loss. So I just done 2 high carb days. That's all I did. I didn't change his cardio. I just give him 1 extra high carb day. Didn't bulk him up for the week. Just 1 extra high carb day to offset that flatness, feed his muscle up a little bit more, help him perform better in the gym, and satiate his appetite a bit more. So you're hitting multiple vectors here. And something that you've probably never done, like think about your own fat loss phases. Have you ever been in a position where you started to feel flat and then think, well, I'll just keep pushing or I'll push harder? Big mistake I'm trying to teach you here. Don't be scared to feed up. The worst thing that'll happen to you, right, is maybe you overshot it and put on a bit of weight, but you can always course correct, right? But don't be scared to feed up. Don't believe the carries in, carries out bullshit. I'm telling you, you've got to work with how our body is looking in terms of fullness, and you've got to think about insulin sensitivity and leveraging it to your advantage. With how we've been dieting, with the way his weight's dropping, while his body fat's dropping, his body's very insulin sensitive. He's not going to gain fucking fat from adding an extra high carb day, but his muscles are going to suck it up and utilize it. And at this stage here, because we're only about now 3-4 weeks away from his actual holiday, I add in Anavar, okay? Why do I add in Anavar? Because I know he's going away on holiday in a few weeks. I knew looking at his body, now was the time to add a hardener in that will give him a bit of a Photoshop filter finish for his holiday. When you're about to go away for holiday, or you're coming towards the end of a cut, adding in something like Anavar, it's a very mild compound. It's created for children and women. So you can take Anavar, and what it will do is it'll give you fuller muscles, it'll give you a harder appearance, and it's like adding in energy at a stage of the cut where you will start to dwindle a little bit. Now you imagine, I've kept him on his same cycle, you can see it right there, just added Anavar in, 20 milligram in the AM, 20 milligram in the PM. That was the extra food. I know that it's going to cause a great effect, all right? And you've got to realize that when you add a steroid into your cycle, it increases that anabolic environment. What did I tell you in the beginning? That will allow you to build more muscle and lose fat at the same time. Timing's everything with compounds. You can see with your own 2 eyes, I got most of the fat off, didn't I? It was just literally TRT. Adding in that little spice of Anavar for a limited amount of time, what you do is you protect yourself from getting any major side effects. You cannot damage the body in 3-4 weeks of an oral. But what you can do, if you're at the right body fat and you time it right towards the end of a cut, you can create an amazing finish and create that genuine Photoshop filter finish. So let's see how it played out for him. Oh my goodness, his weight's still the same, 11 stone 7'1". I have eaten all my meals to the gram. I've done all my cardio and training. I had my cheat meals structured. I felt a bit hungry at times and a bit lethargic at times, but it's all good and I'm smashing my workouts. I'm surprised. When I weighed myself, I weighed exactly the same as last week. As again, I feel like I'm a lot leaner. It's unreal. I've never looked like this. I've got veins everywhere, but still feel quite muscular for me. And he says, thanks, mate. So he's feeling good. He's feeling good. His weight's not changing, but do you know what it is? His body is, so now he's getting more confident. Those doubts are starting to evaporate, right? Adding that anabolic in, although his weight hasn't changed, that's a big deal. Because do you want to know the truth? Think about this logically. If you add more food and you add in an anabolic steroid, especially at oral, should your weight not go up? It should. So the fact that his weight's the same, there can only be one way it's the same, man. Because he's lost body fat, right? Basic mass. And look at that. I mean, my God, that's undeniable, right? You can see right there, the body fat has definitely dropped. That's not the same as last week. The shape is coming through now. His muscles are looking fuller. He's never looked like this. He's feeling amazing. And we're like, what? Oh my God. Come on, man. As a coach, this is what you live and breathe to see. Look at that condition. And you know what makes me happy is when a client says to me, I never looked like this before. That is what you strive for as a coach, right? So what did we do after this? So with his weight being the same, knowing that the Anavar's in his system, knowing that he's going to build more muscle, I got a little bit cheeky. I said to him, again, a simply outstanding check-in, and man, hold on to your seat because it's about to get even better. I'm really excited for you. Okay, as per my voice note, let's ramp the cardio up. So now I push the cardio. Why? I like where his diet's sitting. I like the fullness of his muscle. So rather than pull his food, I'm just going to push his actual work rate up through cardio. And what we do here is we go to 6 sessions now, 45 minutes per week, and we go to 4 sessions now, 6 minutes of high intensity. And again, think about your own program. If you're in a good position, you're getting leaner, you've got the perfect diet to keep your muscles full and perform well in the gym, don't be scared to increase that work rate through cardio. It's going to help you burn more body fat. You've got to choose your weapon at the right time. Sometimes you want to pull diet down, as I've explained to you earlier, and sometimes you've got cardio to play with to push that fat loss up. We chose cardio in this case because I like where his diet is. I felt if I pulled food, he'd get flatter. By increasing cardio, we just keep away chipping at that body fat, but keep the muscles full, keep the performance high, keep the food high, protect the food. Bet you never done that. Have you protected your food? Probably you drop food, right, when you want to drop the body fat. So in his next check-in here, he says, morning after, weight today is 11 stone 6.6. So he's dropped half a pound. Is it really a lot, half a pound? Done on my cardio, smashed on workout. I've never seen myself look like this. It's mental. These are his words, not mine. I thought I'd be a skinny mess by now. Fuck me, how many of you have done that? How many of you watching this have done a cut and only to find out that you just lost a lot of size and look like a skinny mess? That's where he thought he was going, because that's where he always went before he worked with me. But I feel like I've gained muscle. I've literally got veins everywhere. Oh man, I haven't even fucking seen the pictures at that point and I knew it was going to be a good check-in. This has probably been my hardest week. Whilst it's been very rewarding seeing the results and how I look, I've also felt low energy at times, very irritable and hungry. Thanks for everything. I'm so happy with the look and advice. Can't tell how that makes me feel, reliving this. Look, I kept his food up, didn't I? Just give him a bit extra cardio, but what you've got to realize is that as that body fat drops, doesn't matter where your food is, you're gonna feel it, because the body doesn't know what you're doing, does it? Your body doesn't know what you're doing. Your body's not in a bind with you where it's like, hey, let's get into shape. Your body's like, what the fuck are you doing? I need this fat for emergency purposes, it's stored energy. And now we've barely got any left. Fucking eat. I'm gonna make you feel weak. You just gotta keep going, because you got the eyes on the prize, you know where you're going. It's a temporary sacrifice. You gotta push through it. These are the championship rounds, man. Are we gonna win or are we gonna win? Bite on that gum shield, get out there and fucking go hell for leather. And we can see those pictures, man. There are veins everywhere. Look at that shape coming through. You can see straight away. Oh, again, it's a bit of a cheeky picture, but the vascularity is popping. You can see the side shots there. Look at that. Look at the conditions that's coming through. And you can see these shots in the outside. Really, what an improvement. Remember, guys, this is literally, I think, just over about 10 weeks in. Look at how his body's changed. Fuck me, look at that side shot. Compare that to his first side shot and think, this is 10 weeks of TRT. How many people have you seen that you know, maybe even yourself, have taken a lot more steroids than this, but don't understand nutrition, don't understand how to set up your training and cardio? It makes a massive difference. My God, look at this, man. Unbelievable. Absolutely incredible. So what I do next is I say, look, James, an outstanding check-in. You are really looking incredible. Could not be happy with how things are going. As per my voice, let's push harder this week and really dial in that insane Photoshop condition. Okay, here we go. Dig deep, work hard. I put him down from 2 high carb days down to 1 high carb day. Now you might think to yourself, Asher, that's not much of a difference putting out 1 high carb day. Let me tell you something now. When you get to this level of body fat, it hurts. I have got to not just work on the client's body, I've got to work on their mind. As you're going through your own fat loss phase, your mind needs as much attention as your body. You've got to prep your mind for what you're doing. You've got to embrace that it's going to be difficult, and you've got to learn to push yourself. Look, it's an old age adage. You're only going to really see growth when you come outside your comfort zone. Don't be scared to push yourself right when the time is right. So in his next check-in, he says his weight is actually higher, even though I pushed him harder. He said, I can't believe how my body's looking. More veins everywhere. I've got them popping up in my back and legs. Believe me now, this guy's in a surreal world right now. Within 11 weeks of working with me, he's never seen his body even look like this, let alone progress like this. As I said, I've never looked anything like this. I sent a picture to my mate, who I've not seen for a while, and he said, guess what he said? I've bulked up loads, so can't wait till we actually build. This is how you know you're doing good. Mostly on a cut. How many times have you been on a cut and people have said, bloody hell, you're looking skinnier? The worst one is when you get asked, are you still training? So you know you're doing something right. Is as your cut's going on, people think you look bigger. Fat loss creates a bigger looking body with your shirt off. Why? Because you can see all the muscularity. Weight loss creates a smaller body. Know the difference. I'd love to say I look amazing, but I'll be honest, I feel like shit. My energy levels are so low, feel like I'm on fumes, feel tired, hungry, and proper moody, even though I'm trying not to be in that frame of mind. It doesn't help. I have a very physical, demanding business, so sometimes by the end of the day, I'm fucked. But I'm still looking forward to the week and gonna smash it. Thank you for all your help in answering any of my questions. That's what I'm there for. As a coach, I know he's gonna be struggling mentally. I know that now it's gonna be dragging, but it doesn't matter. Do you know why? Nothing in life is worth working for unless it's hard. You know, the gatekeeper of success in all realms of life is hard work. So I got to get him past that finish line. We're talking weeks now, just 2 weeks. And again here in his pictures, you can see that condition coming through. Fucking hell. I mean, that is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Come on, man, he's ripped to shreds now. Back's coming, Christmas trees fully through. Side shots look stunning. Really something special that we've built here. Couldn't be happier for him. So after seeing that check-in, I know that James can pretty much ride this current plan now pretty much to the end of his cut. And that's what we did. So I said to him, look, James, your body's responding really well. You're getting a lot leaner. We don't need to push you harder. What's going to create change moving forward is just consistency in the current setup that you're in. Remember, give your body time to really soak up that program and get the best results. And if we look at how oh my God, I mean, look at that. Come on, man, I didn't make any changes from last week yet. Look how much drier and harder he's looking. Do you want to know why? Just giving him more time on the, unbelievable. Just giving him more time on the program is what has made all the fucking difference. You can see the condition coming through here. It's just beautiful. And now we come to the final check-in. He's actually on holiday. And I'll leave you with this. Well, I will start wrapping up with this. I've been on holiday before and I've been in good shape. But this is another level. It's an amazing feeling. Look at this. I get home Wednesday evening. If it's okay, I'd like to get straight back on it. Not that I've really been off it. And then he asked about his diet and what we're going to do. Imagine you're on holiday and you're feeling so great because you've never been in a shape like this before, that the first thing you want to do when you get back from holiday is get straight back to it. And of course he would. Look at that result. Come on, man. That 13 weeks on just TRT was a little tiny bit of Anavar for a couple of weeks. Look at the result he's got. It's mind-blowing. It is mind-blowing. God almighty. Like, looking through this, when he sent these through, you know how happy it made me, right? That this guy came to me in quite a depressed position, having not made progress for years, right? Didn't realize he's walking around deficient in testosterone. And you look at what we've been able to achieve here. You ask yourself, is it a good result? My answer to you is this. It was life-changing. You make the decision if it's a good result. And what I want to show you and I want to finish with is a message that he sent to me while he's on holiday. And if you look here at the pictures he sent me, I mean, it really is just incredible, the condition. He was set, imagine that he's on holiday with his family and he's continuously updating me on WhatsApp, not just on check-ins, with pictures, because he actually can't believe what he sees. He can't believe it's his body. 43 years old, and for the first time ever, he's seeing his physique in a way that he never has, making progress in a way that he's never seen. This is the difference between knowledge and understanding of how to transform a body. Exactly what I'm trying to teach you. And I asked him in the voice note, how does it feel? This is his exact answer. It's unreal, it's freaky, it's mental. I really didn't want to ruin all these weeks of hard work in a few days, and I actually feel more ripped. And he would do, because what I knew. And a little tip for you, okay? Before you go away for holiday, at the end of a cut, deliberately deplete yourself a little bit by missing out cheat meals and pushing that cardio up like I did. What you'll find is that when you go on holiday, the first thing when you start to eat up and indulge, your muscles are gonna start filling up with glycogen, which is gonna make your skin tighter, make your veins pop, make you look more 3D, and you will win Mr. Best Built at the Pool competition, because he certainly was. He was getting compliments of everybody, people half his age. He felt amazing, as you can see. So guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope that, as always, I provided great knowledge for you guys to be able to take home and implement in your own programs. I want to open your eyes that TRT is plenty enough to create an incredible result if you've got your diet, your training, and your cardio in a good position, and you're smart with how you approach your plan. Don't go crazy and try and lose loads of weight. Focus on making small but impactful changes, and take your pictures and look to change your shape. In that whole process, he only lost 14 pounds. That was it. 14 pounds is what it took from those start pictures to those end pictures to get that result. Now, it would have been a bit more than that, but remember the TRT is absolutely going to have a muscle building effect. And guys, I'm going to be doing plenty more videos like this. So if you want to see more videos like this, like, subscribe, and enable the notification button, because you've got a lot more to learn and I've got a lot more to teach you.